This is the pick of the North Americans as well, looking to bounce back after a pretty underwhelming start on Mirage. They'll be bringing what a tactical setup here, and there's 4 flashes, 2 smokes, as you might expect. Now we are looking for an excellent T-side from Complexity. Heavy favorites going into this one. And at the B attack, all 5 players towards Monster side to kick things off here. Julie's ready and waiting.
How much can one flashbang do? Hampus is ready. We've got, right, 2 sets of dualies. There come the flashbang. Oh, but right before it hits, I think Floppy just sees Brolin. It's enough for a kill. Now they're boosting up on the other side. Config hoping for a headshot here, and he's going to catch JT. Hampus running wild in the back line. That USP just doing so much damage. Hall stuck in a liege. They wanted the bomb plant. They're not going to be allowed. So Hampus, he will deny it with a quad kill.
That was absolutely wild. Hampus can't believe it. No one was looking at him. No one was shooting back. It was like a kid in a candy store, enjoying himself on the B bomb site here. Let's have a look at his shots. He managed to get like, what, 3 or 4 in a row. They line up for him, and then he catches the player planting as well. Final player not looking in his direction, busy with head trick, and it's a great recovery after losing the first frag as well. In-game leader, big smile on his face, and it's going to be the full eco for Complexity as well. No bomb planted. With that execution, with an opening frag in their favor, they get nothing done. So they'll be buying up in the 3rd round, Anders. Brolan playing on the front foot here. FAMAS in hand. A bit of a boost toward the playground.
Yeah, they've seen Brolan. They know that he's back here, but how long can you keep waiting? Now, Brolan's very much alone. Could actually be a bit of fun. If they find him and get the FAMAS away from him, who knows what could happen. But Hetrick's going to find Grim in the meantime, and yeah, here we go. They want to hunt him down, but he's escaping, right? Slipping out of their hands here. What a shame. That would have been fun if they could have actually caught him. Now, instead, he's going to get the kill. Config on the double. And Holzerk, not much that he can do. He wants the deagle, but...
Yeah, a deagle might do something for him. It's one of those gimme rounds, no kills. Well, we found, I say that, Hetrick could have gone down there, but clean sweep found. And going up against the AKs, they'll have FAMASes and an MP9. So this sort of round is sometimes worth a tactical timeout, even if you're winning, because you know you've got a strange procedure in front of you. So to remedy the problems they've had, suffering from success right now, Hetrick will buy the AWP, so throws away the MP9 at least. That's a nice call. We'll see them enter round number 3 up against these 5 AKs. Huge round here, a chance for NIP to really sink their teeth. Bit of a bonus situation with the FAMAS in hand as well. Aggressive, of course, from Config.
Yeah, he loves it. HE on top. If anyone had tried to challenge that, it would have been a double setup, and you would have run right into the HE. So definitely you would have been dead in that moment.
Focusing towards long Anders. Elige, JT, and Horza with the bomb. Slowly but surely looking to dissect the long A area. Make their way towards bathrooms. Bit of a run boost as well to kick things off. This area actually relatively open, all things considered. This could leave Elige there. Happy he can work it alone. And going back into a 4-1 setup, which is very meta in today's Counter-Strike. 4-1 plays, allowing Elige to either show presence or go for huge backstabs. Keep them second-guessing. He's just tucked away in towards long. And you'll see a lot of B executes today. So...
Look at Brolin. He's moving up on the other side. So who's flanking who at this point? Elige might be able to, but...
That's a good point.
But Brolin is in the middle of it as well.
So 2 backstabs on either side. Brolin and T spawn. Elige going through the bathrooms here as they coordinate themselves towards Monster.
They've already used
Brolin can find the bomb.
They already used the Molotovs, Henry. They can't Molotov at this position, so this is going to be a mind game. Config is here, but will you ever check for a second player in this one? Well, maybe if you jump up, you will. Floppy, that was the way to do it. 3 kills on him. Stops any chance of defending the bomb site. Brolan's in for the flank here, but he's going to get caught right away. So at least they know where he's coming from. Hetrick somehow finds a kill, and it is a 2-on-2. But Elige has been here the whole time, walking up behind, and you will never suspect it. Hetrick, he's thinking maybe someone could have walked up the other side from the bomb site itself, but not like this. He's going to shoot him right at the back of the head. Doesn't even bother with the knife at all. Brolan, he has got a kit, and if he had a smoke as well, it would have been real fun. Oh, there we go. Does land it on top, but it won't even make a difference. Elige finds him right through before it even happens, but that's such a close round.
An exciting one. Bear in mind, NIP with 3 FAMASes. It comes down to a 2-on-1. They did everything they could. It was the Brolan flank, which should have done a lot more. But Floppy, as you mentioned, how would he ever know those 2 were there? Or the pre-fire. holds the spray, gets the double kill, and Elige with a huge backstab as well. It is a nice round to pick up. Puts NIP in a compromised position. Again, the FAMAS is coming through, an M4 and a scout for head trick. Trying to find the opening pick towards middle, flashed off, back in towards long, but here comes Complexity. They are not slowing down for anyone. Elige straight in towards the bathrooms. They have no idea.
No, they really don't. Roland, he's listening in. He's trying to get flashed in to take a peek around the corner down there. Look at how aggressive he's being. Broland might just back straight up into Elige. This is going to be a bit of a coin flip to see what happens. Is he checking for it? They're back to back, and it's Elige who will spin around first. Broland with the heart-stopping moment there. He really had no idea.
While Elige coming to life on Overpass, showing us how potent his flanks can be. And for now, they've got the man advantage, but walking to a three-man stack. Good flashbang zone. Floppy should be able to get its opening frag, no problem. Delivers on the promise. 2 CTs to deal with. Desert Eagles lying in wait. It's config. Needs multiple frags here. And unfortunately, it all collapses. This Force Fire has done nothing for NIP. They give up 2 rounds and potentially 3, as this is full eco territory. Complexity now finding some momentum. This is their pick. Starting on the T side as well. They've been commended for having some of the best-looking T-sides we've seen all tournament. Didn't really get going on a Mirage. It's not really a map they played too often. I think the analysts mentioned they hadn't had a Mirage showing since the end of 2022. So to be expected, they floated it in the previous matchup here. This is a rematch.
But they look a lot more engaged in this T side right now. I mean, the liberties that Elige is taking that's gonna have repercussions into the later rounds. Obviously, for NIP, they have to worry about that now.
They've been conditioned now, knowing that he's going to be potentially behind enemy lines in those backtracks. Like we said, 4-1 setups are prevalent right now in the current meta. Elige should be able to find another frag here. If they give up 2. That'd be a little bit disappointing against the full eco here, but it looks like it's under control. Just res remaining, and he's only got that USP. So full eco, they get a kill. It's about as good as it's ever going to be. And Complexity with the lead now, 3-2 on their T side. NIP money compromised, but it's there. About 4,500 per player. So no orb.
Very tricky early on here. I mean, some of these rounds, once they get going for Complexity, are really fast. It doesn't feel like NIP... But they lose the initial fights, they get flashed out of that B-bomb site, and there's not much left after that. And I feel like that's an occurrence we see on Overpass sometimes. Even teams that play Overpass a lot, sometimes you just can't make that B defense work, no matter what happens. Danny obviously took us through one of the really cool executes that Complexity are doing. I hope you can't call that. If not, you sure there's no better place than the Mahone zone. But
no better place to be.
No, it's where you want to be. You want to spend your time there as much as you can. But yeah, I mean, the problem is eventually you feel like you're almost forced on the CT side to put 4 people in the B-bomb side because you can't stop it otherwise. And that obviously is a big risk.
Well, this is the risky round, Anders. NIP, like I said, could buy up into it, but they don't have everything they need. Concessions across the board. No helmets, no kits, only a couple of incendiaries, and on a very tactical map, a methodical team, difficult to handle when you don't have the utility. But we know NIP packs a punch. They'll be on a slightly more aggressive stance here, I would say. Operating for the first kill if possible. Broland trying to work the fountain position. No one home. It's actually a 3-man take here towards short. So Complexity really dictating the pace, getting key territory early. And a nice little boost as well. 2 opening frags. Is that the cue just to go now? Pull the trigger. Just get in there.
Yeah, you might as well. Even if you trade from here on out, you're going to be absolutely fine. Config goes straight down, shot, I think, through smoke, through a wall with a headshot. He's dead either way, and they haven't even taken any damage yet on the Complexity side. And that boost was being watched for, right? There was someone looking there behind the pillar.
Yeah, this is looking much nicer for Complexity. You can see why it's their home map already. Very technical executions. No damage taken in big gun rounds. As mentioned, it was a compromise situation for NIP without the incendiaries, but I'm not sure it would have helped there.
This is so rough. Eli's going to come and find Hampus as well, and Hentrick can try and save the M4. It's all they're going to have in the next round, but got to be careful that he doesn't get hunted down as well. Eli's just right there, out to look for him, and he'll catch him. 7-2 on Elige. And Complexity looked like a completely different team from what we saw on Mirage. This is real shocking, isn't it? 4 rounds on the T side. They're so hot right now.
Yeah. It seems like every position being perfectly managed. Luck is on their side. The timings are working out. Catching the Swedes with grenades in their hands. And yeah, this is another, not even a half by Anders. This is an eco.
That was in the front. I almost lost it.
So,
at least looks and sounds
was he
happy.
saying like, I think they were teasing him, saying you're only getting kills in the back right now.
Yeah.
So you're only backstabbing. He goes, that wasn't in the front. I challenged someone. That was a duel. It was a nice shot as well towards Graffiti, but I think it was in the side, if you ask me. But
Still good banter in the team, you know. You gotta keep the mood light.
Yeah, there was a bit of death smashing in the first map. Don't want to talk about it too much, but it was there. And we'll see just Desert Eagles and a head trick P250. Can't really imagine a world where they find much more than maybe 2 kills at the top end. They've at least rotated the manpower over the correct area. Now it does get a little bit more interesting.
Yeah, starting to get here. Roland can't land that first Deagle shot, unfortunately. They're starting to get closer. They're running right into a giant stack. Rez and Hampus with a couple of kills, and Elige also getting tagged up. Bit of a spray coming through, and it'll change the tide once again, going in favor of Complexity here. Config and Rez, one of them getting burned out there. Floppy able to catch the kill, and Config on his own and zoned out of the back. So 5 in a row for Complexity.
A little bit dicey.
Yeah.
Slightly uncomfortable, but overall, well handled. Complexity find their 5th round in a row, and you know what that means. It's going to be maximum loss bonus for the Ninjas. They have dropped off here. As predicted, the T side of Complexity is looking incredibly potent, very powerful. Even in the face of adversity, they are staying calm. There's no panic, there's no chaos really. They lose 2 Deagle frags, then they slow it right down, utilize the Molotovs, and we are off to round number 8. Back towards that middle focus. Head trick will be here with the orb, but early smoke denies vision. He'll have to go back towards the divider.
Boost off there. He misses the flick and takes a bit of damage for it. Some good little tricks being employed from Complexity. Gonna get flashed, but Roland, I think smartly doesn't want to overextend and hunt all the way up the stairs. He realizes that there could be more people up there who are not flashed at all. He's gonna get out the other way instead, taking down Grim.
It's a nice pick, but it was certainly scrappy. Difficult to replicate that. Brolan, wide swing towards connector, does find one. Scrambles away towards B. First advantage they've had in a long time. And it will be a beat finish, speaking of which. Problem is only a couple of smokes remaining, 1 Molotov. Zerk will be patrolling the extremities of the map. Bomb on his back as well. Needs to join up with Floppy here. So we've got the AWP on him as well, so ideally probably want to get the bomb towards Floppy if possible. He's getting ready to go through the monster smoke.
His timing is actually really good for him. We'll see if he can get another opening here. He can indeed. It's JT actually to pick it up on Rez, and now they're just falling so quickly. Even in the 4-on-5, this B defense just can't stand up to what Complexity are bringing at the moment. Grenade was a little bit of damage. Hampus trying to get the shot through, which you absolutely can, but not at the range that he's shooting at there. 3 versus 3, an attempted retake already smacked down. Also, it just says absolutely not.
Yeah, that might be it already. 6 rounds in a row, Complexity firing on all cylinders here. After losing the first pick as well, it was Brolam who found that first frag. Pretty much all they found.
I'm quite frustrated, Henry.
Go on.
Box down at the B-bomb site.
Which one?
The one that by the default
They were
plant.
spamming?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can shoot straight through. You can shoot through that with a Glock if you wanted to. But nobody on the pro level knows how.
Okay, go on.
I've made a whole video. Well, you see the gap between the top and the bottom level of this? That's where you want to shoot through, but you want to shoot through on the top side of the box. You can't, the problem is there's a level difference. You're shooting a little bit down.
Yeah.
So if you shoot straight at the gap, your bullet is just landing in the middle of the box. If you shoot a little bit higher, you're shooting straight through. Now, Glock, it's 5 damage on the other side. A USP, it's 10.
Oh, wow.
But it's right at headshot height.
My guy's got the numbers to back it up as well.
Listen, I spent hours shooting at that box on my own. And obviously, with an M4, you can do an enormous amount of damage with it.
I thought it was AWP only, I'll be honest with you. Overpass, not a map I play too often. I've seen lots of spam potential with the AWP. Never seen too much with the M4, but obviously they gave it a go there. An interesting note. Interesting times for NIP. DGL trying to chime in, trying to course correct.
Cheer up, lads. It's
Yeah, this not looking too good, though. This is a little bit rough for them. Did they manage to save anything the previous round? Yes, 2 players saved, so they've got the AWP and the M4, but half by otherwise. And this is CT side Overpass as well. They've won the pistol, the follow-up round, and that is about it. Complexity were the heavy favorites coming into this one. But, yeah, still a chance NIP could steal one of these rounds away. Opening M4 is more than enough. Scout here for Hampus.
quite a deflating experience, I have to imagine, as well. Getting the 4-on-5 and then just not have it, just getting run over. It's not even close. You're just getting smacked in the bomb site. That's a bit rough to experience. Let's see if they can get a little bit of a grip of the game here, NIP. They need to do it right about now, or it's going to be too late. Yeah, they both had an inkling there. JT dropping very low to that AWP, so it's a start. But it's not enough. And again, Elige is on a mission, Henry.
Trying so hard.
Yes, he is. So is Floppy. Double kill for him. They have no idea. I mean, this is the 3rd time, I think, that he's managed to sneak through. It's just devastating to the defense. How do you even hold on to this one? Head trick is already dead. He just doesn't know it yet.
You're right. It's a bit of a masterclass in timing. This time he'll probably knife him. No. That was a good job he didn't, because Rez was right there. Brutal finish here as Elige absolutely sabotages the backlines there once again. That's the 3rd time he's had those sort of opportunities. In the back once more. Hampus so far removed from this round. Nothing he can do with it.
You got
just looking for exits.
2 massive problems. One of them is you can't hold the B bomb site at all. And the second problem is if you thin out the A defense, then Elige just slips through somewhere and is suddenly in the back line. I mean,
yeah, it's a good point. Yeah, trying to handle both of those problems is proving rather difficult, it would seem.
At this stage, I don't even know. I mean, if you took a page out of Heroic strat book on this map, it would be about pushing forward from the B bomb side. You might start with 4 people there, but then 3 of them would push out, and they might even continue to push into connector. Like, they might keep going all the way into T-spawn if they really feel like it. Like, taking some aggressive, like, you know, some aggressive tendencies back and try and take a bit of a fight here, which I guess they kind of were trying to do in this round a little bit, and Floppy just said no. This is...
Yeah, and once it goes wrong a couple of times, it's difficult to justify it time and time again. These pushes, we're just getting shut down. Feels like we're throwing the round away. So then you can get inside your own head. Elige loving it out there. This is more like it. He's dictating the pace of the round. He closes it out. He's helping himself to key territory each and every time. An underwhelming boost. Some damage inflicted, but mainly towards Hampus. And speaking of which, we're getting a potential boost getting set up on the B side. Grim will join Floppy. But the bomb is towards middle right now. Elige and Horzerk with JT. Smoke down towards bathrooms. And a cheeky little boost there. Looking at the flower bed along.
It can be done. Can actually see over that wall. At least nobody's died yet for NIP, so they're still playing straight 5-on-5.
That's a good point.
Orc been picked up by Brolan, looking at the corner. And more of a lean towards the A side, which has been a bit rare for Complexity, because they've had so much success at the B bomb side. But I don't mind the fact that they try and switch it up and maybe catch NIP with an overstack at the B bomb side. It's worth trying, I think, if you're a JT. Throwing the odd around where you're switching off the template a little bit. Also, again, Grim just moving forward. And got JT as well. A little bit of noise down to the B bomb site going to be made, but the main push is going to be towards A. 25 seconds. A good kill for Head Trick. They need more of that. Oh no, Brolin, he was so close, but shot in the side of the head instead. And the bomb site is once again lost. 3-on-3 here. And we'll see if NIP have more luck retaking the A-bomb site.
I'm not sure they will. Nothing seems to be going in their favor right now. Every opportunity feels squandered. The timing is frustrating. And once again, Rez can't catch a break. Backstabbing from B. The moment Floppy looks behind him. And yeah, that man advantage shrinks and disappears as Elige of another beautiful sequence. Now he's in the zone. Now he's really feeling it. fist bumps instead of death smash.
Yeah, we're all the way up to that Elige laser eyes meme.
Yeah.
That's what we're bringing out here.
And even with a head trick sequence, that was the only way they were going to win the round if he got that triple kill.
Yep.
That was the only way. They had a couple of picks, but traded out, and then Elise, beautiful second shot here. See you later, Config. And they're in half-fight territory again. I hate to say it. NIP are getting blown out of the water here.
They really are.
Rude awakening after a really promising Mirage performance. They were down 0-3 themselves and posted 9 T rounds. So getting a taste of their own medicine. This time it's NIP that win the pistol, go up 2-0, and now they've lost 8 in a row. So it's just a role reversal here.
Obviously, Elige is stealing the show at the moment, and I think that's totally fair. But I'm encouraged to see Floppy play better and better as well. I feel like for the future of this team, you would want Elige, Floppy, and Grim all playing. But that's a scary mechanical trio. Like, it really is.
Well, Holzerk, AWP, he's feeling it now as well. Going to be picking towards shore, looking for any boosted players. Floppy will join him. CT setup, as mentioned, compromised pistols. Solo M4, it's in the hands of Config. He's towards B at least. Behind the pillar. Rez behind him. They're hoping the T's will try and walk in. It's up to Rez to try and find the 1Ds towards short. And Config just to swivel and see if he can find multiple frags here.
Again, the problem with the 3-man setup at the other side of the map is that they're not pushing forward. So they're just so far away if anything happens at the B-bomb side. Now they're bringing Hampers a little bit back now. Maybe he could be here up at the high ground to do something. Config.
That's the rifle.
Yeah, that is the rifle. Lost immediately. Wow. 9 rounds on the side of complexity. There's no chance for NIP to get back into this round. They're really running them over. Like, this is starting to get absurd.
Well, like I said, similar scenes. NIP, when they found their rhythm on Mirage as well, they were just running around that momentum, that speed. Config was killing everyone. And, yeah, they just don't have a response. I don't think they're ready for this level of overpass. Like we said, going into it, it's complexity. It's their home map. It really suits their playstyle with defaults, map territory, executions. We've got very technical versions of those executions. And Elise now as well in the mix, like, with the perfect understanding of spacing and timing. Seems to be a real nuisance. Like, he's conditioned them across the map. They can't get comfortable anywhere. They try and stack, they get backstabbed. They try and push forward. It's complexity waiting for them. Everything they're throwing at them is being answered back in the perfect manner. But at least NIP do have the weaponry to operate with here. They've saved an AK, purchased the AWP, and Hedrick's had a couple of moments that are exciting, but he's 5 and 8. It's Hampers with 10 kills, and then it's 5, 4, 3, 2 otherwise. So no one really fragging so far. And we'll get into it. It's now 9 rounds in a row, so they have bested the NIP streak on Mirage.
It's amazing to be able to turn it around, because obviously it sucks to lose that opening map, but then the mental bounce back is pretty important. Bit of a trade. Config gets one, but he's just immediately on an island now. He can't escape, and Floppy knows it. They just hunt him down.
Yeah.
They don't need to throw the grenades. They're just getting him.
You can see they're running out of ideas here. Just, let's challenge the choke points. Let's go for frags. We'll see if we can close the round out early. And you don't even really see them deploy any utility. Just going for the heads-up duels, and they get traded out. And unfortunately, it means they probably lose the round from what we've seen so far. Can't hold on when complexity commit. Their protocols, their executions are just spot on. And I guess there's a chance here for Brolan.
Yeah.
Backstab could be promising.
Had to get down silently, and this time, for once, he's going to get the better of Elige. Head trick as well, right position to take down Floppy. This is going to be the round finally here. Head trick with a couple of kills, and whole search, 40 seconds. And NIP would have to really be rattled to give up this one. They have to make some massive mistakes in the next 30 seconds for Holzerk to even get close. And he misses the shot, unfortunately. That would have been real fun. But good. Brolan being active, actually finding Elige for once, and also Hedrick hitting a couple of shots. So finally, NIP. Something going their way.
Something, at least. A round is
Really?
picked up after losing 9 rounds in a row. They have managed to scrape one together. But as I mentioned, it's not like a beautiful setup or some sort of tactical excellence has been presented after a timeout. It's just a scrappy push up towards shore. and just about coming out on top in the 1v1s and head trick, finding multiple frags for the AWP towards B. It's a good round. Difficult one to win, but we need to see a lot more moves. We'll see Brolan in towards the party position again. So here we go. Little setup. Flashbang for Brolan. Waiting for the opportunity to swing.
Ooh, they try to get the jump on the other side to spot him out, so...
Flash.
Hasn't seen anything yet. Bit of a kill. Good double headshot.
More than he was worth. That was looking like a trade all day long. So he'll take that. A nice reaction here as well. NIP don't want to be caught off again. They don't want to feel uncomfortable. Problem is a couple of players here grimming towards despawn, and that's what we're looking for. Active play. Instead of just resting on the laurels, getting picked off by the AKs. Ruffle their feathers. Get the advantage. Continue to push. Floppy, though.
Oh, damn.
He's getting in towards that impressive form he can often get into. We haven't really seen it too much in 2023, honestly.
Nope.
But last year, he was red hot. He's just got, I would say, some consistency issues right now, but once he gets in the zone, very difficult to get him out of it. 9-4, round 14. 9-6, if it's possible, but even then, for an IP, I'd be feeling like, well, I think it's just a matter of time until you lose this one, but we'll see how it goes for him. At least he got the money now. A couple of rounds in a row. Some good reaction replay, and a pretty clean round, all things considered. They'll bring an AK into the next round. I don't think there's a head trick AWP, though, so they'll be operating with an M4 for him. It's, a bit frustrated. Yeah, chill out. Timeout.
But I'm definitely happy to see, like you said, NIP a little bit more proactive, because complexity proven so far that if you give them, especially the space outside of the B bomb site,
right,
their executes and their flash timings and everything else is good enough that they're probably going to blow up that B defense every single time. So we'll just try and take that away from them, even if it is risky.
You don't even give them a chance to throw all their grenades. Like, you've got the man advantage, and you can actually justify using the numbers you've got instead of waiting for them to drop all the grenades and make things uncomfortable. You get stuck in and potentially find the equal trades before they have a chance. So, very nice stuff from NIP. Round 14. M4s across the board, and all for Horzak, and he hasn't been firing off too heavily, I suppose, but he's currently got 8 frags. Spam towards short. And in terms of the progression on the CT side, they are going to be focusing towards that area, but Anders, it's a 5-man execution again. After a quick timeout, knowing this B bomb side has been very vulnerable, they don't really seem to have a response. There's that Molotov we talked about in the Mahone zone. We'll see whether, again, they can crack things open, as JT seems to be deadly in these entry frags.
He is so good. Him and Floppy both have done an amazing job. The assist on Floppy there on that one. Config with the double. Actually, they get triple. They just line up for him. A missed shot as well. Holzerk's going to go down.
I can't believe it.
Yeah, that should have never happened. 1 versus 2, but you know what? It is a Liege left here. If he can find an opening, maybe there's a way back. It'd be devastating to NIP if they lose this round. This is a must-win round. They did so much work. Convict specifically doing so much work to bring them into this position. 50 seconds. And he's aware they could be up there. He's out in the open and he gets caught. Brolan takes him down. A Config, an absolute hero for getting that 5th round.
They had no business winning that. Nothing at all. They've been absolutely owned. It's just a 5-on-3. And he's got an M4A1S as well. You don't see many triple spray downs of that gun, let me tell you. That is wild. He brings it back in that sort of fashion. Let's have a look at this again. Is this the end of it, I suppose? But unbelievable sequence. You can see he's not even celebrating that much because he knows that round was already over. They shouldn't be winning it. Like, that's not a great way to pull back the round. You're really struggling. No one can fire back in these executions. And it takes that sort of play to hang on for dear life. They barely get it over the line, but final round, Anders, number 15. Brolan towards long this time. Nice position with the AUG as well. He's a bit of an expert with the scoped weapons. Made a name for himself back in Fnatic with the Krieg. On this map, I would say as well. Can't really playing the same magic again, though, unfortunately, in round number 15. Taken down by the AK of JT, who is absolutely boxing them up right now.
He's only, got 10 kills, but so many of them are entries. They're really high impact kills.
Double kills an entry, like when he's finding them.
Well done. He's going to get shot, unfortunately, there, but still a 4-on-4. I think Brolan had a chance for a little bit of a spray down, but once he had to escape, it's a different matter. Head trick. Good reaction. Stops any attempt to get towards the A bomb site. 3rd kill of the round for him right there. And Elysian Holzerk now left. And they're getting boxed in very swiftly. Config's out hunting for them as well. But actually, Elige reads it. That's very clever. And now Holzerk, is he going to realize? Elige just won't stop. It's Holzerk with the kill. And a 1 versus 1. Hampus up at the bomb site. Holzerk's picked up the AK instead. Hampus swings wide. But what a shot. A 10th round for Complexity. Although it's still a very enjoyable half. That's because Complexity just made it so much fun to watch. You know,
yeah, it's true.
Behind. You got Floppy doing great work. He was being complimented in. JT with the entries.
The only rounds NIP were picking up was when Config got a big 3-man spray down.
I know.
Headtrick found a triple kill with the AWP. It was super scrappy heads-up wins. And it's a very active Complexity here on the pistol round, pushing the short pipe and looking towards T-spawn. And Rez is actually there. And they seem to have an inkling that he could be in this position.
Yeah, they are at least thinking about it. Oh, maybe not. Grim kind of looking the wrong way right now. Rez, a little bit of a peek, and Grim feeling very uncomfortable here. Hunted down, also slightly maybe abandoned. It's a cool position to be in, but when they come back and check it like that, not so much anymore.
So, NIP winning the pistol in the first half, would need to do it in the second to stand a chance here, and so far so good. The recovered USP in enemy hands is a nuisance here, as we will see the second kill found by lovely old Hampus. Elige with a desperate push here, but the timing could work out in his favor. We need multiple frags here, and my god, what a shot it is to kick things off. It's the only one he finds, but certainly a bit of a statement to how his aim's looking right now.
Yeah, I swear his hands are working quicker than his brain in that one. I just have no idea how that's done. Very cool, but might not be enough. Floppy would have to pull something special here. But again, I say he's been playing better and better so far on this new Complexity, so I'm down for it. Let's see if he's going to be able to even get out at all. Hampers just there to catch him. Again, that stolen USP comes back to haunt him a little bit. And NIP winning another pistol. Step in the right direction.
Pistols. Yeah, it certainly is. It was a requirement, I think, to even get close to this one. But 10-6, will we see the force buy for Complexity? It looks like we will. Strange pistol, really. CT's, like I said, very active at the start. Rez reading it well. Holding behind the pallets. Utilizing his teammates to rotate from T-spawn as well. They managed to sandwich Grim, get the man advantage, and pick them off one by one. As mentioned, the force buy ringing true here for the North Americans. That's Holzerk. 5-7 towards Connect and a B stack otherwise, Anders. So MP9 for Floppy. Going with some boosts here as well. They are not just going to be holding in a default manner. They're going to have some tricks up their sleeve here.
You might as well. What's the harm? You're probably going to win the round anyway, but just try and see if you can throw a little something in there, a little something extra spicy. Holzerk hanging around the middle of the map with a 5-7 in his hands, but Config is going to try and see if he can clear that out. I've got a Mac 10 on the other side, so pretty very, very hard for Holzerk to win this particular fight. He's got no head armor either.
True.
So it can't be an extended fight. It can't. Oh, wait a minute. Grenades to set it up and flashbangs to follow. What a play.
Yeah.
Double HE into a flash, into a 5-7.
JT deployed the flash from the B bomb side as well, so bouncing it off the broken door. That's a thing of beauty. Like I said, they'll always have some tricks up their sleeve, Complexity. They'll get the absolute most out of these sort of rounds, and I don't think it's a locked-in victory here. Bomb planted now. There is something to be said. They can retake and win this one.
They could. They got some smokes as well. Even a kit on Holzerk. It's possible, even if very difficult still. 4 versus 3. A bomb is ticking against Complexity. They need to move swiftly right now. JT goes down. Hetrick locking it down on the other side. Grim finally with a kill in return. That should have been a kill, but oh my god, they're running for it now. Smoke on top, and they're straight on that defuse, and they can't be stopped. It's on the wrong side of the boxes. It's going to be Complexity walking away with it. It's a beautiful round.
Yeah, pretty scrappy stuff there. You could see how uncomfortable NIP were in the post-plant position. Having to go for the bankside plant, Rez out of position completely. And as soon as that 5-7 kill comes in, not this one, after that, it all falls apart. And yeah, this didn't look like they had any control of the situation there. Very calm once again. In the chaos, Complexity, one by one, take it down. And as soon as it comes down to the 1 versus 1 with the kit available, there was zero chance Rez could win it. So that's a disappointing result in the second round. At least a bomb was planted, I suppose. They can buy out themselves. A weak buy. A config Glock. No armor.
There's not much to say, is there? Losing that round is such a signal to where this Overpass game is going. If you didn't catch the hints already, Complexity just looks so much better than NIP right now. There's no hiding it.
They're being outclassed. You can see why it's their map pick. Nuke looking very likely to close this one out. It's a rematch here. It was Complexity that won 2-1 in the first showing.
Glock connecting with JT puts him on the funny number, Henry.
It does. That is quite a funny little number we've got there. Don't see that too often. Headshots for Elige, though. Back to business as usual. Gets the intel they could be probing in towards mid. That's exactly what they're up to. 4 players in the bathrooms now. Rotation from Hulzerk to back up Elige. And they seem to have a firm understanding of the threats here.
They really do. This crossfire is ridiculous. It's not even really put into play. Also, just mowing them down. But if ever there was a threat and he starts to fall back, obviously Elige can spin around and it's all going to be just fine. Wow.
That was a brutal round.
But another one. Another brutal round.
Yeah. And so Config didn't buy anything. He was Glock armor. Glock no armor, right?
Yes.
His teammates fully invested. And now his teammate's going to be full eco. And he's gone AK-47.
Nice! Let's go! Good shit, Hakon.
Good shit indeed.
Hakon the nuts.
Yeah, Config has gone for AK armor. I'm not sure what the plan will be here because, once again, they're just going to be disjointed financially now. They probably should have been buying up with them in the previous, but I don't think it would have mattered. They got absolutely wrecked either way. But Hulzerk looking to mow them down. We'll see if Config can turn up the heat somewhat here.
Really threw me off hearing Elige try to pronounce Hulzerk's real name. It's
What's his real name? I actually don't know.
Hulkon.
Oh, right. That's not for me.
Nope, not. But you know what? Credit to Elige for you gotta get real friendly. The two of them have been a really interesting duo on this map. Last time we saw them on Overpass, they
good point.
It was really sick.
Yep. Well, Config, what have you got for us? It's been a while. He was lights out on Mirage, but no one really stepping up for NIP on Overpass. Config had his moments, the 3-man spray down, but we'll see if they can find anything here. The Glock actually opened things up.
That's interesting.
All right.
Rez finding
Config's behind enemy lines as well, but that was the only opportunity. If they were going to make a dent there, that was the moment. And now just the unarmored players remain. It's head trick with Glock. And now no HP. 13-6. And like I said, the money disjointed because Config will have 2,400.
Yeah, reminder to buy head armor. If you don't want to be running in.
Yeah.
Good stuff for Rez. Sometimes you just got to rock out with your Glock out, Henry. And that's one of the moments right there.
Sometimes it's the only way. And, yeah, it just feels like a formality at this point. We're just waiting for this second map to conclude. As NIP, after losing that second round as well, that was the last glimmer of hope, I would say, fading away. But who knows? Tech 9 in the hands of Config. He normally works towards that connector position.
Look at 18 kills on Hulzerk, Elige, and Floppy. It's so ridiculous.
Yeah. It's pretty massive, isn't it?
Oh man. Yeah. There's not much left here for NIP. It really feels like a good entry for Hampus. This is something that Complexity did so well themselves on their own T side, and it's worked out. Hampus has done everything he needed to. Config's going to be here to try and limit any kind of a retake. Good dink on to Grim, but he will go down. Still, should be an almost impossible retake.
The headshot on Grim should be enough to dissuade them from going for the retake at least. So, yeah, done enough. Config 9 and 18. You can see the disparity between that first map performance and here. But they've done enough, or Hampus has, at least. That's what they're relying on right now. These big one-man plays just don't seem to have the tactical depth just yet with the Hampus return on this sort of map.
So finally.
Yeah, it's around.
Slight glimmer of hope.
You won't see any barking just yet, or maybe not even any fist bumps, because they've got a lot of work to do here. And once again, a Hampus solo play through the monster tunnel, opening things up. Nice sort of double kill, job done. And we'll see what can be done here. Round 21. Plenty of cash for Complexity after posting 3 in a row after losing the pistol. Still with some residual cash as well.
They're going to be okay, aren't they? 6-round difference.
I think so.
I have no idea how they can bring it back. Hetrick's got 14, Hampus got 16. That's a great start, right? But there's the 3 people on the other side with about 18 or 19 kills, so you probably want either a Rez or a Config or a Broland to catch up a little bit more, to start to find their own individual rounds in the game here. Double setup at the B-bomb side, which is a bit light early on. Can definitely be vulnerable if someone goes for it. Floppy getting flashed into it. He did spot someone out there, but
yeah,
again, I like the fact that he doesn't overextend.
Well, a little price pressure means they can't get too comfortable, go for boosts. Elige, confident as ever, this time punished. Barely scratches Brian in the process as well. Nice opening pick, NIP. I
actually think you could put those two flashes back to back. Floppy, he sees someone, but he's like, I'm gonna fall back. And Eli's just like, I didn't see someone, I'm gonna keep sliding forward.
Sure.
And very often when it happens, you can end up losing the fight. Unfortunately, this time for Elige was one of them.
Round not over though. NIP haven't looked exactly comfortable here as they coordinate themselves for a potential B finish. Roland will join the boys through the connector. And they've still got a couple of smokes, 4 flashes. Molotovs are plenty. Can't afford to give it those sort of picks, though. No control of short. Headtrick will go down. And that makes things very uncomfortable now. He's picking them off one by one. They are feeding Elza because he gets his triple.
He's so ready. Sees another one is just on top of his head. Now is the USP out. Config hoping to win this round. He's going to go for the spray down, but Holzek with the ace at the end. 23 on the board. He decimated NIP.
Yeah, and Holzek, I was going to say at the beginning of this series as well, a player that had so much hype around him when Complexity were peaking last year and showing us that they could be a deadly team going forward. He was a real star of the squad. His AWP potential was incredibly high. I haven't really noticed him that much this year, but this is one of his textbook plays. Hitting every single shot. Nothing too flashy here, but perfectly played. USP to finish things off and get the ace. Elise is enjoying it. And 14-7, like we said, is going through the motions here. It's a matter of time before Complexity closes one out, I would say.
I was going for a bit of an inflammatory tweet earlier in the year saying that Rain was basically holding all of Norwegian Counter-Strike on his own. Like, it was just, you know, holding that and a lot of angry Norwegians were messaging me saying, what about Holes? Like, what about that? Like, at that point, I would have said, I don't even rate him in that level. But you see stuff like this.
Yeah, it's promising.
Okay, that's a bit more interesting. That's exciting. Norway has to step it up. There were a lot of talented Norwegian players at one point. They just all disappeared for no reason. I don't know. It's upsetting to me. Get them back.
Bring them all back. Well, NIP will have to rely on their Swedes this time. As we'll see 4 players outside the monster pipe. Floppy right in front of it. Ready and waiting. JT behind him as well. Brutal smoke for NIP to receive. That's another 15 seconds. You can't really justify going through. And now, what will they be at? The 30-second mark before they can even commit. So
they're doing the same thing that instead of Rez or Elise, obviously Rez who's pushing this side, but it's the same kind of 4-1 split. Oh my, Floppy gets flashed in.
No way.
Oh my god. They waited patiently for long, Henry. They wanted to get through that tunnel, and right when the smoke fades, they get blown up instead, and they're not ready for this. There's still 2 more people on the other side. This round has been stolen away.
Yeah, Complexity making them look a little bit foolish there. Just knowing exactly what's going on. Not even giving them a chance to throw a grenade. Flashbang comes over. They get the Floppy treatment, and that's round over. Map points. Headtrick will save a Galil. That is about it. Yeah, this has been pretty woeful from NIT and pretty excellent from Complexity. Another masterclass here on Overpass.
Yeah, you know what they like to say? Floppy but not sloppy. And
oh, they do say that.
This is beautiful work.
Flash, oh my god, they're so blind, it's unreal. Grim with the alley-oop. Oh well, yeah, NIP have just rolled over here in the second map. Thankfully, they have another to go. It will be Nuke to close up the series if required. I'd say it certainly is at this point. Might as well load it up now, as we've got 3 pistols and a Galil. 1 AK for Hampus, and Holzak with incredible form. Hits the leg shot. Headtrick down to 17 points of health, and there's another dink as well.
Yeah, they are.
It's just like, yeah, you know what? I have to kill. Take me out of this. I'm done.
I just want to leave. I just want to leave Overpass. No more. This is very, very impressive. Very one-sided. Well, 23 and 21 on Floppy.
It sets the stage for the 3rd map. It was a complete blowout on Mirage, right? Just to note, it was 9 rounds in a row for NIP on their T side of Mirage. Similar scenes here. Pretty much the same scoreline as well. So yeah, Nuke should be the all-important decider. A chance for us to see this go right down to the wire. Players like Config as well, very comfortable on you. We've seen them already on that map.
That'd be fun. Nuke's my favorite map. I look forward to it. Broland trying to save a bit of dignity here, but it's going to get swiftly shut down. And Config and Hetrick, they don't have the armor.
They don't have much. I'll be honest, Anders. 2 players left. 17 points of health from Hetrick, 5 for Config. It is getting real rough out there as the Liege go through the motions right now. Looking to confirm it. An excellent performance here from Complexity. Their map pick.